Okay, we are live. Good to see you. Justin, how are you?
I'm Groovy. Justin here from Comic Sense QC.
Yes.
Your opening gives me
So,
goosebumps every time.
well, I haven't seen. So, did your daughter create the new one for you?
No, I've been making my own stuff. Once I realized I have this thing, a weekend of trying to figure something out, I realized I have Microsoft Clipchamp. So I've been doing almost everything except for the StreamYard stuff just on my computer using Clipchamp, and it's worked out pretty good.
Okay.
So my openings and my closings, which you should have seen, by the way, if you've been watching my channel.
I've seen them.
That's all me.
Good.
All me. Hi, Archer.
Archer, good to see you.
Hey guys, sorry. I was engrossed in playing Might and Magic 7. And I was it's 2 minutes to 8. Damn.
Engrossed. Might and Magic 7.
Yeah. So somebody tagged me this morning. I don't know if we played part of the Star Trek Redneck thing last week, I think.
There we go. Star Trek Redneck.
Yeah, don't you remember the Star Trek? Well, let me bring it up.
I don't remember what I had for breakfast, sir.
Okay. Hold on.
I told my kids when I finally slip into senility with Alzheimer's and all that, that just replay all the great movies I liked.
Can we do this?
Nope, not that I remember.
I don't think so.
Beam me up,
Okay, well,
Boba.
then we'll have to do this.
Captain Kirk in a white beater shirt, beer in hand and mud on his boots. Hollering loud about the warp drive broke. Y'all were stuck in this galactic hoop.
I believe it. There's parts of Iowa that look like
Spikes
that.
on the porch here, sharp as knives. Sipping sweet tea, calculating life. Says Jim, that ain't logical. You're just drunk. But Kirk hollers back, Spock. Hold my scum. Beam me up, Bubba. This trailer's on fire. Scotty's grilling hot dogs with the plasma wire. We're boldly going. We're no rednecks gone in a double wide spaceship with a rebel song.
It's a Khan on drums.
Yeah.
The corn. Okay, Sulu looks like a bat.
Yelling, I'm a doctor, not a chef. As he fries up some gator on the meth lab deck. Her's got the CB talking smooth as silk. Says we got Klingons stealing all our milk. Chekhov's fishing in the kiddie pool.
That tracks. Klingons, meth lab.
Is a Russian Jew. Sulu's riding shotgun on a mower deck. And tribals keep clogging up the septic tank. Beam me up, Bubba, this trailer's on fire. Scotty's grilling hot dogs with the plasma wire. We're boldly going, we're no rednecks gone in a double wide spaceship with a rebel song.
That's
scary
what
lovely.
AI is able to do.
You know, they should shut it all down right now. They should stop AI and outlaw it immediately. It doesn't serve any purpose whatsoever other than to take things away. I mean, it's a creative tool and it's great, but at the end of the day, when they get to the final, I think our dystopian future looks more like Dune every day. Where in, 18,000 years, AI will have been banned. Everything will be analog again because it's just too dangerous.
Did you ever read Brave New World?
I haven't read anything.
Butlerian Jihad.
Brave New World, Lexus Presley from the 1950s. It's kind of like what we're in right now, where you got the alphas, betas, what is the third one? Is it Epsilon, Delta, Gamma?
I'm glad I'm a Delta. I don't have to do any thinking. I wouldn't want to.
Anyway,
Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Delta, I think, and Epsilons, I think maybe. I can't remember.
The reason I wanted to show that is because they also did one for Doctor Who. I'm just going to play a few seconds of it.
His boots heard a whoosh in the yard. That blue box sitting by the old junk car. Doc said, hop in, we're going for a ride.
It's with all the giant vocals.
I know.
I mean, Rose looks good without all the extra.
Don't be late. Time to wind shenanigans past the county gate. They'll screaming,
Exterminate.
we just shotgun beers and watch them fall. Rose cracking jokes on the front porch swing.
All right. Make it stop.
Yeah. Anyway.
Make it stop.
Just perfect. No, Father, go back and stay on that when you were frozen on. That was a
No, it's
perfect
fine.
place to pause.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame.
Ooh,
Shame.
So
I'm not married. I'm allowed to look.
You know what? You're absolutely right. How dare I?
anyway,
Is
I
it
thought
echoing?
Apple-
What's that?
No, I thought it's not echoing here.
No,
thought
I
other
have
people
no
might be here.
carpet. I have nothing but
Oh.
hard floors and walls now, so I'm not sure if it echoes in here. We're getting rugs this weekend for the rooms, so.
Oh, very good. Oh, that's right. You had flood damage.
Well, yeah, it took 7 weeks to get the check from our insurance company, and I've been personally, I'll have pictures coming up when I finally get it done, but I've installed my own floor, and it's something I've never done before, so it's been fun. A lot of yelling, a lot of profanity. My wife finally learned that when I'm screaming bloody murder just to leave me alone, I'll eventually get over it. Yeah. Usually comes when I'm trying to cut a piece to fit in a door jamb or something like that, but no, it looks great. It looks fine. Now we're going to go shopping for a Labor Day sale and get rid of this 90s green furniture that we have in my basement. It was a hand-me-down furniture we got from my parents like a long time ago. We just never bothered to replace it.
Nice.
Fun stuff. What's new?
So, I started watching the Terminal List new series.
Yes, I made it through the first episode.
I'm still trying to.
You haven't finished the first episode?
No. I just started it about a half hour ago.
Oh, like you just started it. Yeah, it's interesting. I think we talked about that. You think that they're mad at Chris Pratt?
Well, I was reading online that it looks like season 2 is still a go, but
I hope so.
Chris Pratt is not exactly liked by some in Hollywood because of his faith.
Conservative values are
Well,
dangerous.
I don't know. And
They're so dangerous.
I dug out I have 3 of the hard copies. So you got the original Terminal List.
Oh,
I
Then
didn't know
you
it was
got
books.
True Believer, which is also really good.
that's Jack Carr that wrote those?
Yep. But there's like 7 of the novels.
Wow.
The rest of them I have on audiobook.
I didn't
Very
realize
nice.
that.
Oh, speaking of audiobook type stuff, they're releasing the Dresden Files as a drama with voice talent actors and
Ooh.
ambiance in the background. Although I'm not sure I heard a little snippet and they've got someone doing a voice of character I'm not a big fan of, but I didn't want to change the subject. But no. Terminal List season 1 was fantastic. The fact that they have not done a season 2 yet is really stupid because this is just cater to your audience. That's all you got to do. That's all we want.
That's
Did
what
you
I
ever
call-
watch the Tom Clancy show?
The Tom Clancy show?
Jack Ryan?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I watched all that. In
Yeah,
fact, the
that's
third
fun.
season was awesome because it had a lot of Hunt for Red October member berries, which I think they actually based that season on, but they had to update it greatly because of we're talking about 40 years in the modern day. But it
trying
was
to remember-
excellent.
I think I've seen the first couple of seasons, and I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Yeah, Krasinski's fantastic. I love him and everything he does. I think he's a great actor. I can't wait to see him do more stuff. I'd like to see him and Chris Pratt in something together. I think that'd be pretty kick butt.
I don't see why not.
Good actors and doing good stuff. But yeah, I mean, even though Dark Wolf is not about his character, I can never remember his name. He played Gambit in the terrible Wolverine movie, but he's the main character. He's his brother in the show.
Oh, another
He was on
guy-
Friday Night Lights. He was one of the football players in that TV
Never
show.
watched it.
Well, if you like, it's one of my wife's favorite shows. It's all drama about high school football and coach and community and stuff. It's all Texas, and it's good. It's a good show. They had multiple seasons, but he played one of the main characters in that show. I just can't remember his name. Anyway, he's good. So I'm excited to watch the show just because it looks like a good show.
Well, I just restarted watching The Crown.
That one I don't know.
The British.
Of
The one that
course,
was on
it's
for.
of course, it's a British show.
Hey, Matt Smith is in it.
I don't have a problem with British television. I know. It's
There he is.
it's like, okay, so look at Father Apple because he'll agree with me. Remember when we were younger and we had 3 stations, and when you went to school, if you missed a show, you went to school the next day, you talked to your friends about the show.
You had to
And
wait
that's
till
how,
April till it came on again.
right, because chances of you seeing a rerun were probably not going to happen. Now, the streaming companies haven't figured out there's so much content out there, nobody can keep up with how much there is to watch. I can't keep up. I mean, there's like, oh, you heard of the show? It's a great show. I have got no time to watch another show.
Well, and even then, when people tell me it's a great show and I watch it, it ends up being okay.
Yeah, that too.
Because I think a lot of those shows, when we watched them, they were hitting at a particular time of the year, or they seem more relevant because it was keyed to kind of what was happening in people's lives at that time.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
now they're just kind of interchangeable. Like if I started watching Andor now, it would hit the same way as it did when it came out, 3 years ago. So yeah, I think because there's so much stuff, it just doesn't have as much relevance.
Well, it's not of that, but there's
Sorry, I'm
there's
sneezing
just
my face off.
there's too much to watch. There's okay, you watch this and you go back and I mean there was a quote from Sheldon and one or two. He said, "Well, do I want to get into season 5 of it? Season 5. I need to watch the first 4 seasons. That sort of thing. You do this, you go, okay, fine, but this is a great show. It went on for 7 seasons. Fantastic.
Gary
That means
posted,
I've got to start from season 1, and
well, Gary posted that they're making a new Star Wars movie.
Oh,
And
they're doing
You
a
know,
movie or a
the
show?
analogy. Well, the analogy that I came up with is the original trilogy is like a 1962 Mickey Mantle card. The new stuff is like from 1987 tops, where they overprinted it, and it's just worth nothing today.
No, they don't make anything worthwhile. It's so. I mean, we're coming out of that where things are like people talk about the second season of Andor. Half of it was really good. The other half they could have done without.
I never watched it.
Oh, the first season just boring. It's really boring. And then the second season they get really into the intense. You're waiting for this moment where the rebellion becomes click a thing, and it's official. But it's all the Empire stuff. It's like this big build up to when you follow Mon Mothma's character, and it's the big build up as to when she finally can't stay in Coruscant. She has to go because they know she's a rebellion sympathizer. And once you get to that point, the next step in the show should just be rebellion all the time. But I think the show actually leads right into the movie, so there's not much more they can do with it.
I believe it's supposed to. I mean, it strikes me. It struck me for ages ago that what they haven't realised, and they haven't realised the quote creators unquote haven't realised for a decade, is if you make something for a non-existent modern audience, you make something relevant to today. Fantastic! It's out of date tomorrow. The reason why so much stuff is described as timeless is because it is not. It is not of, or at least it's not designed to be of a time. Obviously, everything is of the time it's made. Doctor Who, Blake 7, the 60s and the 70s, they're of the 60s, they're of the 70s, obviously. But, and in fact, if you were in Britain, if you were alive and old enough to be aware of what's gone in Britain during the 70s, Blake 7's got a lot of relevance. But if you want, it's not important that you know the background. It's not important that you're aware of what was going on in Northern Ireland, for example, to see parallels with Blake 7. Because Blake 7, as a series, as a story, it's not made to be specifically about a time. They make things these as, it must be relevant to a modern audience.
See, I want to rewatch Blake 7, but they took it off BritBox over here.
But that means in 2 years' time, it's going to be completely out of date. It's going to be completely irrelevant.
Well, they just released the 4K or the Blu-ray of it over here.
Second box set. So I think it's come out second season. Blake 7 from me has got, and it's something they're going to have to go a very long way for me, personal opinion, obviously. It has got the equal best final scene ever of a TV show. And the only TV show, oddly enough, coincidentally enough, again, personal opinion, that matches it for completely different is, oddly enough, the 4th season Blackadder. And they're both the two
4th
of those.
Season Blackadder is pretty good. I mean, that's the Flanders Field one, right?
Yeah, that very last scene where they go over the top. And I say that,
I still get goosebumps with that. But
yeah, and the last scene of Blake 7 for me of season 4, despite the fact that apparently nobody, the cast and crew of Blake 7, the first they heard that season 4 was being made was when it was announced by the BBC at the end of season 3. They had no idea it had been renewed. But it's, for me, they're equally different, very different. Well, actually, not in some ways different. In some ways, not that different. But very much those particular scenes. I think they're equally the best scenes in anything ever.
Well, I'm trying to bring up the there's an article in the New York Post this morning about Saturday Night Live, the show over here that's been on for over 50 years.
Yeah.
And it appears they're going through a bloodbath right now where a lot of the cast is being let go. But, you know, as I look through the list of the cast, let me see if I can bring it up down
You don't
here.
recognize anybody.
Well, the only one I know is Kenan Thompson.
It's because he's been in TV his whole life since he was a little, kid, and
Yeah.
that's what he's
Yeah,
got.
I mean, but of everybody else in this picture, let's see if we can do
Maybe he doesn't have movie power.
time.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily know anyone anyway, but
Yeah, so I mean, I don't recognize anybody in this one. I mean, I still remember staying up late to watch it in the late 80s, early 90s.
That's because they made fun of everybody. I mean, when they got to the point where they just stopped, where it became blatantly obvious that they would not make fun of both sides of the aisle because, this newer generations of people, they get real butthurt about you picking on the person that they like. And,
well,
yeah.
supposedly they were making a big deal about her, this character here. Oh, stop it, Reba.
Not subscribing to this website, are we?
Hey, Reba.
It'll never happen.
Oh,
There you go.
they made a big deal because this character, who I've never heard of, Punky Johnson, is like the first open black lesbian or black queer or whatever the term is.
Either one to work.
So I press X to doubt on that she's the first of anything. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've had a lot of gay people on that show over the years, going back a long time too. So I don't know.
okay, it may
Well,
be.
that's just acting. That's theater. 30% of the theater kids are that
I'm
way.
probably going to be accused of being extremely right wing for this, and you might need to get the left out fighter. But I don't care.
Well, I
I
gotta
don't
ask,
care
I
what
know-
your sexuality is.
Justin, you were involved with drama at school, weren't you?
Yes, I was in drama, and I could probably
Who
name
was the
3.
guy? Who was the guy that was the penguin in Gotham?
Oh, that's our friend Robin Lord Taylor.
Well, I don't really know him. I mean, he was.
Robin and I grew up together in a way. We rode the bus every day to school. We were actually in my 15 seconds of fame, or whatever 15 minutes of fame was. I have a picture in my collection of us on stage together. We did Bye Bye Birdie. I was Conrad Birdie, obviously, ladies. He played Hugo, the jealous boyfriend. So there's this great picture of him in this cardigan sweater. He's about 4.5 feet tall. I'm 6'4", and he is throwing Hadouken. He's throwing this huge uppercut, and I have to fall down. But that was my 15 minutes of Hollywood fame, as I got knocked out by the Penguin in Bye Bye Birdie at our high school. But oddly enough, my parents, up until I think next year, they have been shooting a fireworks show for his family to celebrate his late father's birthday every year. They still buy that fireworks show and do that. So we're all still connected in this world pretty closely.
You got knocked out by the Penguin. You went to school with Burgess Meredith.
No,
No, not that.
no. Robin, haha. Burgess Meredith is different. No, that's a different character. Robin was a really good penguin. I thought the first season or two of that show was awesome, and then they just went off the rails with wokeifying all the characters, changing what?
What show was that?
Gotham. It was an
Gotham.
American show. It was a Batman show without Batman.
Yeah, I think I saw the first.
There he is.
Was it that one that had Sean Pertwee? Oh yes, I know that had Sean Pertwee. Was that one that had Sean Pertwee?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was Alfred. Yeah.
And Bruce was young Bruce, not long after his parents been killed.
Yeah, he was a child Bruce, and he started to come up, and they had child Selena Kyle, and but
Yeah.
honestly, if you compared all the acting in that show, I think Robin stole the scene with his portrayal of Penguin. I just don't think that they did him justice when they changed all of the origins of the characters, and they became too woke. I mean, the show just went downhill. The writing was bad. The characters didn't. They should have introduced Batman earlier. I mean, they should have age jumped the show by like the 3rd or 4th season and brought in Batman. But it's something that they just don't want to
I gave
do.
up after second season.
Yeah, I didn't watch too heavily.
I watched some of it, but I don't think I followed that far.
Last time I saw Robin was he was in the 2nd or 3rd John Wick movie. He had a quick
Really?
cameo. Yeah, if you when they're excommunicato John Wick, and it's always the people are typing out on the
Okay.
typewriters, and he's the guy at the judge's desk like announcing John. He's got some
Okay.
piercings and stuff.
I'll have to
so-
look for that.
In
he
those
was
first
also
couple
in-
seasons, though. That was one that I made sure on my schedule to go watch it because there's
Mhm.
another buddy of mine. We'd watch it together, but I haven't had a show like that in years. And yeah, by third season, it got too annoying, so we stopped
Yeah,
watching.
certainly not network TV. I don't think I've watched network TV in forever.
Well, what about New King of the Hill? Have any of you seen that?
Nope.
Never saw the old
It's
one.
actually not bad.
I keep meaning to get back into was it Superman and Lois, whatever the one that.
The Dean
The-
Cain one?
No, not the Dean Cain one, the latest one.
Oh, the Lois Lane's boyfriend. No, whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
the one with the-
I know
Lois
the
Clark.
new was the one they had, the recent one that was out. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember I was watching it, and I think about the time that came out, I was getting a bit fed up with the CW and completely. I never bothered with Batwoman, but I remember because they had this whole habit. I don't think anyone else I've noticed had the habit of the whole universe of they go on pause for about 3 months on hiatus. It was something I'd go, and I just never went back to it. But because I thought, okay, I know what these things are like. I'll leave. I won't. I think I watched the first couple of episodes, but I won't. It's going to go off, and then it's going to come back, and is it going to come back? And I've been wokified because it was about what 21. 20,
Yeah, it seems like they don't
21.
film a lot of shows.
And
The way
they
they used to
didn't.
was they film them all in
They
advance.
Yeah.
And now they don't do that as much.
Yeah. But apparently, so I've heard a lot of people say they didn't. That it was the best. That it was a good show.
I watched the
So
first
I'm not-
5 episodes. It was
Yeah.
a good show.
I might,
No,
and,
no,
and
wait.
it was one that didn't actually lose anything when it came back. So I might like to go back.
So they had the How It Should Have Ended came out with the new Superman movie, How That Should Have Ended.
I haven't
I
seen this
did
one
want
yet.
to play a few seconds because they did bring up a few good points. And it's probably a good thing Ian's not here right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I would have done? Thrown a batarang at him, tied him up.
Avoid joining us so you don't have to include metahumans in your universe.
Heck yes, but no. I would have proven that recording of your parents was a fake, because it is. I cross-referenced Alexa's recording with the copy I already had from your fortress.
How do you have a copy?
Because I'm Batman.
Protect the people of Earth with all of your heart.
And find love if you can, but maybe with just one person. Don't be slutty or start a harem or anything.
That's what I know. Speaking of wanting to know, you want to know my secret identity?
That
I'm not
tracks.
sure if that was a yes or not.
It means give it a rest, Bat Crotch.
Listen, your recording ain't real. I said Lex's version was legit.
Yeah,
Anyway, this
and like-
was not the part I thought, but that's
No.
okay.
Yeah, but that would have tied things up a little bit.
That was the biggest problem I had with that movie was the fact that what's the deal, what's the deal with the recording? Obviously that can't be real, and if it is, why would you destroy that rock, that center of his being by turning his parents into a bunch of wieners?
Yeah, that's a James Gunn issue. But a little bit of a change of subject. Justin, did you hear that in this issue they got a massive collection down there?
They get a lot of collections down there, and he does these really cool release parties for.
They pulled a Vampirella 1 out of there
Oh wow,
that came back as a 9.4.
that is
That's-
impressive! Congratulations.
Yeah,
you
I
gonna
went
buy it?
down there. I didn't buy it, but I found Eerie 23. Do
Oh, very nice.
you mind,
Nice
Father, if I show it?
Yeah,
No.
let me.
Mm.
Let's see. Here we go.
First use of Frazetta's artwork in the magazine, I believe, wasn't it?
It's one of the first, yeah. And it's perfect. So I may come to your place to have a look at it, see if it's worth going to CGC. But
It costs about
this thing
$50.
looks amazing.
Magazines are not cheap. to
Definitely
grade.
Are they?
You can't present your artwork, can't you? It's
But yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
that's one of my favorite paintings. That
You know,
he did.
on the subject of his business down there, I'm embarrassed. I hope to God they don't have security cameras because I was downtown on a Sunday doing something and I drove over to his store and I'm wandering around pulling on the door like, why wasn't this place open? And it was closed. So there's got to be footage of me just wandering around the building like, why can't I get in here?
Yeah, so I was actually going to try to go down today, but I ended up having this stupid meeting at school for
Oh,
our furry
yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me! I love furries.
Well, it's all very much more convoluted than I thought, but basically, the girl in question is not a furry, but there's another girl in the classroom who's gay, and this girl was using some furry terminology to virtue signal that she's like an ally. And then I'm thinking the whole time in this meeting, like, they're in 5th grade. Where are they getting this stuff at? So now we have to set up a meeting. This kid's probably fine.
Their internet.
The other one, we're going to have to meeting with that parent to see what the hell is going on with your kid. Why is she bringing this to school, which is now even worse.
Yep.
But we did get rid of cell phones this year in school. They have to check them into a lockbox.
Was that a state law this year?
State law.
The state law.
Was first too.
And the teachers are like, this is one of the best things that's ever happened. So it's really been positive.
Some teacher put a video up from somewhere here in the state of Iowa. I can't remember who it was or what school it was, but he was like, he wouldn't believe it. He says people are getting their work done, and then when they're done, they're turning and they're talking to their friends in school and having conversations. I can't imagine what it must have been like when they had their phones and nobody talked to anybody. They just looked down at their video device, and blocked in. But I was going to talk about that and something else. But I was like, the whole thing with the personal phone in your hand all the time, 24 hours a day, and this whole thing where AI is doing anything you could possibly want to see. We really are stepping into to quote Star Wars, a larger world where there is no more local community between. I mean, think about that. How many neighborhoods do you know of where the people still come outside their houses and hang out with their neighbors or talk to them, for that matter? I don't know anybody on my street.
My holodeck.
I know one guy on my street because he came into the store and I met him that way and found out he lived catty corner across the street from me. His name's Tom. That's it. I don't know anybody else.
Colin, what about Great Britain? Do people still have neighborhoods? Do they socialize?
Not as much as they used to. And I'm thinking you're talking about phones. I'm thinking, remind me, we've had a thing going on over here, but especially on public transport, where people use their phones, but they don't seem to understand the concept of headphones. So you get people talking on their phones or listening or what's not. Apparently, in tube trains and the like, and they're just talking, and some people, it seems to be some people from some parts of the world seem to have louder voices than others. I don't know what the reason for that is. I don't know if it's just because they come from an environment. Possibly it could be all sorts of things. But I've noticed you see some people seem to talk louder than other people anyway. So we seem to have got this a lot especially in places like London, where you get people talking on their phones or whatever, and they're just sitting down there and playing music out loud or something, rather than just listening to it.
So Derek says he knows everybody in his cul-de-sac.
Yeah. And honestly, that's how it was back when I was a kid. We not only knew everybody in our little 40-house shake and bake colony out in the country, we would have get-togethers at the little pond or lake that we had down the street. Like, it was a small community. But
and all I had was my brother and sister. That's all we had on the farm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know your brother. Sorry. But most people knew my brother, and I'll talk to him either.
That's true.
But we used to, every Friday and Saturday, the adults that, of course, this was the generation where they had to be reminded that they had children at 9 o'clock at night before you know where your kids are. They would put that on TV to remind them, we've been drinking all day. Where are our children at? 60s kids.
It just got me thinking of the public service announcements. There's Colin, there's a Facebook group that shows the British PSAs.
Oh, Lordy.
Like the kid with the Frisbee in the power station.
I don't know if you're aware of Facebook, down on Facebook, but on his Saturday night channel, he has Bolstrek on there.
Oh, yeah.
And quite often, Bolstrek actually does Canadian public information films.
Oh, I sent him one yesterday.
Oh, yeah. And they're Yeah.
What was it? Because it got me thinking, in America, we have a thing called Up with People. And this was like the Canadian version of it.
You should look at some of the Chinese safety videos that are like they're like computer generated cartoons. They're horrifically violent. If you're
I think
into that
I'll
sort of
have
thing.
to. Oh
That
yeah,
kind of thing.
Let's see, where is it?
What is he? Something horrifically violent?
It's very graphic depictions of what happens if you get too close to a machine.
There it is. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Oops.
How's your flooring project going, Justin?
Here we go.
I am all the way to the bedroom in the back of the room. Other than that, I'm holding out though. I'm not going to finish our bedroom until I get my convince my wife to order furniture this weekend when we go shopping. I'm holding out. What are we watching?
Why do you speak so loudly? You almost shout.
Oh, darn it. Anyway.
Technical difficulties.
Anyway, there was a kind of like a 60s folk thing that came from Canada. And yeah, Derek, that's the thing I was thinking of. I do love the British safety adverts from the 70s.
I miss the ones in cartoons. I miss the old days. Every cartoon had a PSA after it.
Oh, okay. So that got me thinking of the
Hey, the more you know,
Transformers, He-Man.
knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle. More you know, that was the wasn't it NBC? Didn't they have that? Da, 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 da. The more you know, star.
Yeah,
that would cross
the
screen.
star would fly across the screen. Yep.
There we go. Hold on.
You know, He-Man even had one that covered.
That's the one I'm looking for.
Inappropriate contact, touching. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for. I think this is it.
I don't know his name of his voice talent actor, but he had the most calm and comforting voice, I think, of any character. Yeah, this is it.
Okay, hold on.
Click, 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 click.
Shira and I want to talk to you about something that's very personal. Your body.
Remember, it's your body and no one should touch you in a way that you feel is wrong. I'll get anybody who tries it. It's not that easy, Orko. It's hard for a young person to admit that he or she has been touched in a bad way.
If you've been touched that way, don't be ashamed. Tell someone you trust, like your parents, your doctor, your teacher, or counselor, or your minister or rabbi.
Right, Orko? Right on!
Minister or
Shira
rabbi?
and I want to talk to you about...
Wouldn't get that through television today. Couldn't have that.
No.
So your minister or rabbi? Good
But see, that
times.
was back in the day when everybody believed that all that happened from strangers.
Oh, yeah.
When 90% of it was from
Yeah.
a family member or somebody well known to the family.
Oh, cinema.
Mine wasn't a stranger; it was a neighbor.
Oh,
didn't get very far. Didn't get very far.
No, I remember seeing someone years ago saying that Jenny, I think it was a female, but I generally can't remember what it was. But someone saying about it, about saying, you know, we did this about stranger danger, and most of the time it was actually relatives. You know, so someone years ago sort of saying that looking back on it, that it was.
It comes from a situation where you're alone with the person. It's not like it's usually, it doesn't usually happen like in the street. Hey, you come here, and then bah, you know, it's not how that happens.
Okay, so I looked up Chinese public service announcement safety thing. I don't know if this is what Father was talking about, but let's take a quick look.
the ones I've seen were all cartoons. Oh, the shoe's a nice touch.
There's footage of an Iowa player getting hit with his moped with his flip-flop.
Yeah, it's pretty low key. The ones I'm talking about, you probably couldn't show here.
That makes
little gory.
more.
Have you seen the Iowa football player? I think it was Scherf back in the day. He was in Iowa City on his moped, and somebody hit him with a car. And he goes up on the hood. His flip-flop goes flying up in the air, and he gets up and starts yelling at the guy like nothing happened. Hit by a car. Back. No, this isn't it.
Father.
Oh.
Yeah, try this one.
Roll the dice.
Oh, I don't think about that one.
Whoa.
Yep, this is it.
I love this.
Looks like GoldenEye footage. Yeah, don't ride that. I made that mistake, by the way. I'll tell you all about it.
What, losing a finger?
Almost. Hey, it's like a Jackie Chan video right
Oh,
there.
God.
Oh, don't step in hot asphalt. That's just silly.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. No. It's kill me.
It's like the
Was the
Deadpool.
driver
one.
not see him or something?
Oh, no.
Oh,
I don't realize they don't have a. Oh, it's even far.
cutting the thing that he was on.
Why would
Oh,
you
I've
think
seen
that's okay?
that. Yeah, catapult.
That's real. I've seen that.
That's
I've
real.
seen video of that happening.
Oh, that's a coil. That one
Oh,
coil?
don't. Yeah. Those wait. Oh, no. Oh, no. Mr. Bill.
Oh, this is not
Robots attack.
your lockout procedure.
Because even though you can see it's
Okay, that's pouring
animated,
some
you can
compost.
still
It's
know.
almost done.
Yeah. 1, 4, 2, 4, 3.
Oh, that happens in grain bins.
It does. That's not fun. That's dangerous. Yeah. Yeah. So I was a kid and we had old style garage door. You know, it went up. It was in multiple pieces, so it went up like a regular door. But it had one of those handles on the outside, so if it was unlocked, manually you could lift up the door. And as it was going up one day, I thought, I wonder if I could ride that. I wonder if it would pull me up. So I put my hands on the handle, went all the way up like this. And when I got to the point where I was dangling, I was about a half a foot off the ground, and then the framework above the door grabbed my hands, and I had to pull them out from behind the handlebar and fall down. So I had scraped up knuckles real bad. But
Ow, nasty.
I did a lot of stupid things when I was younger. I tried to play tug of war with my brother, and I thought it'd be a great idea to put the rope in my mouth. I lost both those teeth. Blood
Okay.
everywhere. Screams ensued. My mother couldn't understand what the heck happened.
Quick, change the subject. You started talking about teeth. Oh, Red Sonja
I
comes
can't
out
show
tonight.
this. I don't think I can show.
Will you be here tomorrow?
Oh,
How
so
to
some of
scare everybody.
those old
Yes.
AIDS commercials were like that. I've got
Well,
AIDS. I'll be dead in
oh.
2 months.
What's the Red Sonja?
Captain
That's not.
Planet AIDS one.
Oh, the AIDS.
Red
Oh,
Sonja,
dude,
I think it's on Amazon. I think, or
I remember being in gym class and somebody cut themselves. We were playing a game and they got blood, and the teachers shoved everybody to the outside walls of the gym and went and got their cleaning kit to come in and wipe up the blood.
There we go. This is from the 90s. I hated Captain Planet. Still do.
Evan, I don't think we have Christ baby teeth. I think same
Your
treat
mother
thing
called
to
me.
have is foreskin
She's worried.
as a relic.
Down you go.
Nothing to say. It's all over.
Not the way I hear it.
Coach, I've got AIDS.
Wrong. You're HIV positive. Big difference. It could be years before you even get sick.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen. They probably won't even let me play in the big game.
Wrong again, Andrews. You're going to be playing in that game, and anybody who says otherwise will have to deal with me.
You sure, Coach?
You worked hard to get here, Todd.
I mean, I gave
I'm
you
not
the
going to
AIDS.
let you quit on me now.
Thanks, Coach.
That reminds me. I have to see if I can find the other one.
Now tell us how he got him.
Yeah.
A lot of people said that about Red Sonja. It's just apparently it was in the cinema for one day or something.
Well, at least they didn't want to invest a lot of money in the movie. Apparently, I'll watch that. Who's got it? Who's hosting the movie? Who's got it streaming?
Oh,
I think I don't know. I think it's on.
Do we
You talking
know?
about Red Sonja?
Yeah, Red Sonja.
I think it's on Amazon, but
Amazon.
Oh.
I have that.
Hi, chat. By the way,
I don't think it's funny.
Hi, chat.
Stop saying you're not just sure you're HIV positive.
oh,
I don't remember this episode.
That's where Cartman gives Kyle AIDS, and they go to Magic Johnson, and they find out that the cure to AIDS is money,
Yeah.
shredded money
they
injections.
shred it up and grind it and drink it.
oh yeah. Ugh.
Is that what Magic
See,
Johnson's been
Darren?
doing his whole life?
Well, he's
Hi,
still
Darren.
alive.
Joni Ernst isn't going to run again for
I
Senate.
saw that.
How did Joni Ernst come up?
Just on my feed.
Oh,
It just
yeah.
came out today.
Kitty.
So
She's our senator, Colin.
Oh, right. I was going to say.
And the problem is that the Democrats have flipped a couple seats now, so they think they're going to get it, but I don't know.
Well, we are a swing state.
Evan's question makes me ask something I want to ask.
About the baby teeth?
Close. And I've never been sure how true this is. Is it actually true that there are, or at least were 6 different verified heads of the Mother of Mary?
No, the only one that really has a controversy about the number of heads is John the Baptist.
Oh, what?
Because I think Turkey holds one and Italy.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So I thought I'd heard
How
some.
could you identify those?
Well, just ancient legends. You know, they'll claim.
Is it? Because I have to admit, I've never actually understood why Christ's grandmother, if you like, would be a saint. But that's what is it, Saint Anne or something? I can't remember the name.
Joachim and Anne, yeah.
The pattern thing where apparently there were six different locations claimed to have the head. I think it was the head of Saint Anne. All supposedly the same way. All supposedly the head of the Mother of Christ.
It's illegal to
that's.
Yeah, that's not what I've heard. I just did a quick
fine.
look here for John the Baptist, and there were 4. There's apparently 4.
Hey, Teresa.
But no, I've never heard that about Saint
Miss Martin.
Oh,
Miss Martin, I loved your
Yeah,
video
Father.
on the
Hey.
fashion of Lord of the Rings the other day. That was so much fun to watch.
Gotta say, we got to get you on, Grabthar. So,
Go
Father
ahead.
Apple, I was just going to say before we get too far off, are you familiar in Pittsburgh of St. Anthony's Chapel?
Uh-uh.
It is the largest collection of relics outside of the Vatican. There's like 5,000 of them.
Oh yeah, I've heard.
Wow.
Okay, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had been out there when I lived in the Pittsburgh area. I used to go down there because they had a devotion every week.
That's a lot of relics.
Yeah. Well, they have like the 12 apostles. They got the first 100 popes. They even have some of the Old Testament. How, I don't know, but it's been something that's been around for a long time.
Well, part of that was that, like, during the wars, if churches were afraid of losing their relics, they would ship them over to the States.
Oh,
Even
right.
ever since the French Revolution, that's been a place where that stuff has
Yeah.
ended up because they felt it was
Yeah.
safer than staying in Europe. What was that one, Justin?
First, Monet St. Croix. I have 2 of them. I didn't want to interrupt the conversation. I just thought I'd show something pretty to look at. We picked up a collection. We've been getting boxes from the same collection the last couple weeks, and it's a lot of 90s stuff, but it's the most mint cherry condition collection I've ever picked up. Everything is beautiful. We're sending in so many books to be graded, but I'm just like pulling things that I think, they're only $3 books, but when they're that good condition, it's like I can't pass.
I have never heard of what Snortopupus is saying, relative Jesus.
I have heard of that. I think that's the one that is his foreskin from his circumcision. That was the old legend I
On
heard.
that note,
Well,
but who knows?
Okay. I don't want to know.
Are you going to tell St. Catherine she was wrong? I wouldn't want to have that conversation.
I will say, and you can probably appreciate this, I told my pastor this morning I'm getting scared that St. John of the Cross is starting to make sense.
What, the darkness of God?
I'm
dark
reading
night
The
the
Ascent
soul?
of Mount Carmel right now. Slowly, I am.
Father, I'm sending
And
you a
as Derek
picture.
says on that bombshell. So, yeah, so I'm just trying to
Yeah,
think.
she claims to have received the foreskin during a vision in the form of an invisible wedding ring. Isn't that nice?
I'm just
This is
trying
what's
to.
bothering me on my. I sent you a picture of Father.
I'm just trying
Father
to,
Miller.
trying to work that.
Where, on Facebook or?
It's on your, your
on that
Facebook
bombshell.
Messenger. That's what I'm
Okay, let me.
feeding because he will not
All
stop
I can
staring
say
at
is
me.
he's thinking about it. She must have had very small fingers.
Yeah,
Oops.
Oh,
probably right.
no, I don't. That's what I thought.
Oh, your kitty. Let me see if I can.
So Father, did any of your churches go into lockdown yesterday, or did you change any? Of
No, we
stuff?
did not. I got asked that question at a soccer match last night. I asked our
Yeah.
counselor how did the kids ask any questions about it or anything, and thankfully, no. But yeah, I mean that's something that's going through the back of my mind right now. It's just
Well, the
I
problem
don't know.
with those people is that they're so determined to do something. There's not much you can do to stop them,
Well,
unless
that's
you
the
had an
problem,
officer
too.
right there already parked outside.
I have not heard of Saint Christina the Astonishing.
Did you guys send me the picture of the arming teachers and then arming librarians?
No,
One was,
but
one was a pistol. One was a pistol with a silencer on the end of it. It's arming teachers, arming librarians.
Let's see. There was a video I did put in the chat just of the sickness in our nation.
Oh yeah.
I'm so sick.
Oh, yeah, I feel that.
This shouldn't happen.
True.
No excuse for this. And it seems like school pew-pewing season starts earlier and earlier every year. And we just allow it. I feel terrible for the kids.
I don't want to watch these troons.
Bad for not just the victims, but the people who witnessed it and will now have to live with that for the rest of their lives. I don't feel bad for their parents. This happened at a Catholic school.
Doesn't matter.
There at all.
It happened at
We know what the
a
church does to kids. So
go.
I feel terrible for the kids. May the universe protect them from their Catholic parents.
Jeez.
And the church.
Right, it's God. That God's the problem. That's right. The God of peace, love.
I mean, that's the thing that Bishop Barron from Minnesota responded to Gavin Newsom as if complaining like prayers are supposed to be some magical thing that prevents bad things from happening. It's like
I have to say,
I don't know.
Education,
I don't agree.
counseling,
I don't agree with
parenting.
that. I don't agree with that person at all. But I can see, very careful how I say this, I do not want to be offensive. I can see how that kind of attitude might come about with some of the history of the church in general and past history of the Catholic Church. But the Catholic Church is a huge organisation. I'm sure it's no more prevalent than it is outside the church. Oddly enough, I was watching. I discovered the other day. I discovered another chap called Welsh Viking. It does a history reenaction, and one of the things he was talking about was talking about crime and punishment in the Middle Ages, and he was mentioning. He came across a thing of in the Middle Ages up to where the church, where you could claim benefit of clergy and the like, and the church was seemed to be a lot more lenient. I don't want to fall out because I'm quite aware of the fact that, as I said, priests are humans like anybody else. And
that part I don't know, but
No.
Father might be able to help me, or even Father in the chat. It's been a while since I've studied logical fallacies, but the thing that I find online is it's like, okay, Father Bob did something really naughty, so that means all priests are naughty.
Yeah.
You're a priest, so therefore you're naughty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can.
A did B. I can't remember how to form the syllogisms.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm
yeah.
trying to say, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I said. I mean, I'm smart enough to realize that. Yeah, okay, fine.
It's just basically saying the fact that you're a priest, they would do the general assumption that because you're a priest, you're one that molests kids.
Yeah,
And it's a logical fallacy. I don't know if it's a false association. I don't remember what the exact term of it is.
I would say what the correct term is.
Guilt by association.
I was going to say, but no, I would say what the correct term is, but it might offend a church lady. It starts with
don't
B.
do that.
I say it starts with B and refers to a part of the anatomy that males have that females don't.
But I think in some cases you can make some generalizations where if you have a class of people that is all mentally ill, you could say maybe they shouldn't have access to schools or cars or guns or you know, where you get into the problem there is that how do you determine which of those people is actually in that category?
Exactly.
Because you did have a lot of people like during COVID that were said, oh, they're dangerous people because they were a military veteran or because they denied the vaccine or because they were a doctor who didn't agree.
Yeah,
Therefore, they get put in that class, and there's nobody who could then get back out of that class. So it's, that guilt by association can be really tricky, even though you might want to apply it in some circumstances.
Well, it's double-edged sword, because if you can say that, you can also say, well, they're virtuous by association. I mean, it goes both ways. It's really subjective to the individual who's having the problem with that particular situation. Say, well, you're all this way. Well, that's a perspective that you have. Many other people don't feel that way.
Well, I got to ask Father if he's had anybody brought it up to him. What's going on in Minnesota?
We had school board on Wednesday, and we brought it up, but we have already a lot of security stuff in place. We have cameras, we have locked doors, we have the police department's supposed to do drive-bys and keep an eye on things. They don't do it as much as they said they would, but they said they're going to recommit again this year to doing that. But so much of it, if you look at the studies, they'll show that if a shooting is foiled, it's because somebody saw something and said something. They saw the warning signs, what the government calls leakage. Leakage means you tell someone about your plan, and people have to be willing to report it, and that's where usually things are stopped.
That's interesting. I agree. What's that saying, that the best deterrent to a bad man with a gun is a good man with a gun, or something along those lines?
Correct.
Obviously an Americanism rather than a Europeanism. I agree entirely. But I just say that for because, again, this chap was talking about I hadn't realised exactly how intense it was, but he was talking about, again, medical justice, and about how they handled it, how they handled offences and so on and so forth. And one of the things he was saying was that if you see someone commit an offence, you raise a hue and cry. You say, look, I just seen him do it. And if you hear that, you as a member of that parish or whatever it is, you're required, but you're legally required to help hunt that to help give immediate chase. So it's built in where you've got from a sense of civic.
Okay, so that's if we suspect like abuse or something's going on, or it's not right, we're required to report it. I mean, there are limits of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, this was specific for a medieval setting, and B, for civic responsibility. For this, because obviously you don't have prisons. Most offences were stocks or government stocks for execution. But the idea there was, if you see a crime, you have to give a cry immediately, raise a cue about it. And if you hear someone raise a hue and cry, look, this guy said you are supposed to give chase, because it's
kind of like the Seinfeld finale.
But it's I'm not saying it, but the idea was, and I can understand it works, but the idea is, again, it's something we've lost in recent times. It's the idea that the community is responsible for itself. You're responsible for other people. If you don't do it, help. The community looks after itself.
Yeah, and some communities do have a good Samaritan law. It's like what Father was saying about the Seinfeld episode, that you have an obligation to try to stop harm if you're able to do so.
Yeah. Most people I know would do that. I mean, if something was happening in school and I worked there, I would run towards, and especially when children are involved. But I think this can all be solved, and it'll be funny to see the controversy and see how the arguments unfold if we say that we ban the trans community from owning weapons. So, because it's easy to identify, and then we'll see if they argue or not whether or not they have the right to have those guns. I would enjoy that conversation.
The only thing I have, I have two.
Sorry.
I have two problems with that. One of which is I'm not sure about banning, but the main one is that fine, okay, of course, let's ban criminal. If we make something criminal, criminals won't do it. Hold on, there's something wrong with that slide.
No, that's exactly the joke. It's in America they keep trying to have gun laws, but it's not the right. It's not the law-abiding citizens that you have a problem with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
criminals who illegally obtain weapons. And then of course the kids who steal their dad's guns or whatever it may be.
Yeah,
I mean, the example that comes to mind is Caitlyn Jenner. I mean, whatever you want to refer to it, I mean, he hasn't gone postal.
We could say her to be nice.
Well, we can say him to be truthful.
Truthful. I kind of like Jenner a little bit, just because when the whole controversy of men and women's sports came out, he was wholeheartedly supported the women in that argument.
When he became a woman, did he give his medal back?
No, but he became Woman of the Year.
Yeah, he
Proving men
he
can do
earned his
anything.
medal in a men's category. He should give the medal back if he was a woman the whole time.
Wow, I think he should get 2 medals if he won as a woman against a bunch of men.
So, yeah, I think that this whole thing is relatively new phenomenon to me. I mean, I understand it's going on, but obviously we've only had medical technology in the last few decades. But I personally think on the whole pronouns thing that if someone, the way I like to put it is as a science fiction fan, okay, if someone is in a situation, okay, there's a machine, you can walk in, you can step into this machine, and you can step out the other side. It's transferred your mind into a fully functional, perfectly healthy body of the opposite gender. And that's it. You've done that. The whole thing is yours, and that's it. From now on, you are that. There's a lot of difference between that and someone who wants to dress up and put a dress on or something.
You got to stop distracting us when Archer's talking with incredible funny pictures.
But I mean, in all seriousness, it's not politically correct, but I mean, there's something not right if you're saying that you feel one way that goes against what reality is.
That's the thing the entire community wants everybody to accept the change that they have made, but this person is not willing to accept who they were to begin with.
And I mean, that's the problem with the love is love argument too. It's all about feelings.
No, that's.
Well, I don't think they should be lumped into one group anyway. I think the homosexual community and the trans community are two completely different situations. If we're breaking it down.
Well, no, but I mean, I'm just saying that that there are some that says love is love. It's like, well, I love my cat, but I don't love my cat like that.
I was going to say, I'm sorry.
You know, well, you are a Catholic priest. Maybe you do love your cat. If we're guilty, whatever.
Hey, that's why they had the 4 words for love in Greek. I mean, it's like, I love Jesus, I love bacon.
I love
bacon. I mean, the thing is, the problem I have with love is, well, I've heard of it, I always associate it with one particular, no, I'm sorry, there was no circumstances whatsoever under which that particular action relationship between is acceptable. Because there's a difference between, consenting adults, what adults do. There's obviously, I understand the moral aspect to this, that's fine. But between consenting adults, but that's fine. But when you actually when you find that these things are towards people who are not mature enough to actually have any concepts. I mean, you were saying, just quickly, Justin, you were saying about going after, you're protecting kids. We have the opposite. I mean, we have a situation in this now. We've had a couple of things where people said, well, why don't men help out? Well, because if we do it in this country, we're liable to be the ones to get in trouble for it.
Mm. Yeah, there's just as many laws that prevent you from doing anything. Like you walk up to someone bleeding. Am I allowed to touch your body before I help you? I need your confirmation. That gets us into the lawyer stuff, and that's just a whole other. Yeah. We could talk about that for hours.
I'm trying to find that last one.
Well, it's a case of that young lady.
We should try to talk about fun stuff sometime.
Yeah, why not?
Look at this comic book I bought.
Monday. Alex and I are doing a Monday night with FFSI on Monday, so that's
check it out. Fun. A man marrying a woman. You don't see that anymore. Comics.
And it's not a hold on. I'll be careful how I phrase this because I don't mean it. I say it's a man marrying a woman, and it's not a priest who's marrying to.
No, the priest is in the background, to insinuate that this is a Christian union. Very good, X-Men. We love you.
So what's that, Jeff?
Anyway, on that note, we got to start wrapping up. So, anything to plug?
So we've got Monday night with FFSI on Monday. Alex and I.
Awesome. I am going to continue to start making videos again. I'm really going down this road where I want to tackle the reality of the size of Wolverine's claws and how ridiculous they get to be in comic books. Because
Justin,
absolutely ridiculous stuff is what I need to talk about. And the room is done, the basement's almost done, so I can actually sit behind the desk and make a video.
The link to Justin's channel is on the bottom of the chat or
Thank
at the
you so
bottom of the
much.
screen.
Yes, I'm up to 37 subscribers.
I'm one.
Thanks, guys.
So, Father?
Nothing to plug personally, but I just played a new board game with my brother called Vantage. And you're playing these explorers on a spaceship that crashes, and you end up in your escape pods on opposite sides of the planet. And you have a goal, and you can try to find each other as you go, but you have these cards that come up that show your vantage point, and you can see mountains off in the distance, but you don't know if those are the same mountains that your partner's seeing. So you can communicate via radio and talk about what you're seeing and encountering. And in this last one, we got kind of close, but then we succeeded and won the game. We could have kept playing to see if we found each other, because I was flying around at the sky level looking down below, and he was describing what he's looking at. And I was getting closer to where he was, but then the game was over. But it's called Vantage by Stonemeyer
Check that out.
Games.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It was super fun. Yeah. We really
Sounds
enjoyed it.
good.
Well, on that note.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for joining. We'll do it again soon. And thanks
I
everybody for watching.
won't be able to next week because hopefully I'll be in Wales by then.
Oh, very good.
I've got my car back. I'll be going back 600 years into Wales.
Nice.
Well, we'll be seeing everybody, and we're hitting the button.